And hello YouTube, this is GS Math Smart, and I'm today with a brand new video for Gaming with GS. Now today's video is going to be about Guild Wars 2 and yet another method to help you on how to make easy gold on Guild Wars 2. Now this method is revolving around skill points. It is for any level character, however I suggested to people who are above level 80 because for the most part the people who are below level 80 you're going to be using your skill points for unlocking your skills and your abilities. So I wouldn't suggest using them to make money unless you really know which abilities you're going to use and you have a ton left over. So before I start this video, actually, because I do get a lot of comments on my videos saying that they don't like a certain method and they wish there was another way to make gold. And I do get a few messages saying if I have any other methods or stuff like that. Just so I can address this to a public matter in a public mannerly way, so that people don't always ask me. If you want to see all of the methods that I have created, you go to my channel here, which is Gaming with GS, and you scroll down to Guild Wars 2, and there's a playlist here that has all of the guides that I have made. Now be aware, I used to create these guides on my main channel before I split the channel up into 4 different channels to sort of centralize on a theme for my channel. These are from GS Math Smart, these videos, but they're still the guides that I have made. So you can still use all these guides. All these guides still work. So this list will continue to be updated. And if you're watching this on my GS Math Smart channel, since I do have a playlist on here as well. As you can see, I have a playlist here, recent uploads from my other channels. But if we scroll down to Guild Wars 2 right here, as you can see, this list on this channel also gets updated with all the videos that I create on the other channels. So here's where you can find all the other methods. If you don't like this method or if you don't like some of the other methods, there are plenty of other methods that I have. I will continue to be making more methods to help you make gold. Anyway, now, as I was saying, to get these skill points, you obviously need to level up. When you're past level 80, and you level up past level 80, every time you level up, you get a new skill point. So every one level gives you one skill point. That's how a lot of people are getting 400, 500 skill points. You also get them by completing the skill challenges across the map, which are marked on your map. You also get them from scrolls of knowledges, which you get by completing your dailies. And you also get them from several other ways, including leveling up at specific levels. Now, why do we need these skill points? Because if you're not focusing on crafting your legendaries or any of this other stuff, then we're going to be focusing on looking at the Siege Master's Guide, which right here only costs 1 skill point. Now, why do we want the Siege Master's Guides? Now, there are several videos that I've looked up on YouTube where people tell you to build catapults, and while that is a correct way of making easy money, it's not the best method, and I kind of want to go a little deeper into this method to sort of explain you the reasoning behind some of these things you're going to be making, to show you how to manipulate the market and to work with the market so that you're not making stuff that is not going to sell. So please do pay attention to this. The reason why I'm not recording the in-game footage yet is because I want you guys to understand this part first, so that when we go to the in-game footage, you guys sort of understand the concept, and I don't need to try to explain everything in-game because it can be a bit difficult without the wiki. So anyway, the Siege Master's Guide right here, this is going to allow you to basically turn in these regular blueprints. Now, some of you may have gotten these regular blueprints from some daily rewards, from drops from enemies. However you got these, you probably have seen one of these. The trebuchet blueprints, the flame ram blueprints, catapult blueprints, or ballista blueprints, or even the arrow cart or alpha siege golem blueprints. You probably have these, and if you play World vs. World or if you play Edge of the Mists, you know how to use these. However, you can turn these into superiors or omega siege golems. You can turn these into superior arrow carts, superior ballistas, superior catapults. And the way you do this is by using a Siege Master's Guide. And you also need to use 2 blueprints and some elder wood and some mithril ore. Now, why do we want to make these superiors? The main reason why is because if we look at the pricing of these, as you can see, we can sell these for a good 16 silvers. Now sometimes these prices will fluctuate. Sometimes they're 18 silvers, sometimes they're 17 silvers, sometimes they're 19 silvers. So this is a market that fluctuates very rapidly, and it does change a lot. Over here, 17 silvers for catapults, and over here 2 gold and 88 silvers. Earlier on, this was down to 2 gold and 65 silver. Now it's up to 2 gold and 88 silver. So this is a market that changes a lot, and I'm going to be showing you how to analyze this market a bit if you're into that. If not, then you could skip the later portion of this video, which goes into detail, but I'll mention it, which part goes into detail and which doesn't. So anyway, these are some examples of some things you could do and create. Now you're going to be using the Mystic Forge for this. Say you wanted to create these superior flame rams, or say you wanted to build the superior catapults. What you would need is obviously 2 blueprints from the flame rams, or if you wanted to build the catapults, you would need 2 catapults, or if you wanted to build the ballista, you would need 2 ballista blueprints. The only exception is if you want to build the Omega Siege Golem, you need 5 Alpha Siege Golem blueprints. But we'll go and cover this section a little later. But for the main part, the superior arrow carts, ballistas, catapults, flame rams, and trebuchets all need 2 blueprints of the basic kind to make the superior kind. Now, if you have these blueprints, then great. You don't need to buy them. But if you do need to buy these blueprints, if you don't have them, you can either buy them with badges of honor, which are very easy to get if you play World vs. World or if you play Edge of the Mists. These badges of honor are very easy to get. I have about over 1,000 badges of honors, I think, and you can buy these blueprints with badges of honors and not need to waste any gold. But let's just assume you don't have any badges of honors and you don't want to use laurels. So let's just assume that you want to buy it from the trading post. If you buy 2 of these from the trading post, that's around, let's just round it to 2 silvers for each, so 4 silvers. Now one thing I suggest that you do is have the TP Calc website open on the side so you can do the math. Now I will be linking all the links that I'm using in here. I will be linking them in the description, so don't worry about trying to copy them all down. So say we wanted to make these superior flame rams right here. We would need 2 flame ram blueprints. That's 191 each. That's about 4 silver. It's going to round it. So it's going to cost us 4 silver. Now, if you have the Elderwood log and if you have the Mithril Ore, then perfect. All you have to waste is 4 silver. Now, for those of you who are level 80, or for those of you who have played the game for a while, you know that this Mithril Ore and this Elderwood log is everywhere. No matter what you salvage at higher levels, you're going to get Mithril. No matter what you salvage at high levels, you're going to get Elderwood log. These are very popular materials. And because they're so popular, if we look at their pricing even, they only cost 45 copper. And over here, 40 copper. Now be aware these prices do update, so whatever price you see here by Trading Post, it updates. So you can, this is a very reliable website. Guild Wars 2 Wiki is really reliable and has a lot of great helpful information, so I do suggest using as much as you can. So say that you don't have these materials. Now for most level 80s they have these materials. You guys probably have 250 stacks or 500 stacks in your bank that you don't need to use. So for those of you who have it, you're going to make a lot of profit. But for those of you who don't have it, then you're going to have to buy them on the Trading Post or go out and harvest for them. But let's just assume that you need to buy them. If you end up needing to buy them, you're going to need 5 of these, so that's 2 silver. You're going to need 5 of these, that's another 2 silver. We're just going to round it. So that's about another 4 silver there. So this is going to end up being 8 silver. And now what else do we need? We need the Siege Master's Guide, which only costs 1 skill point, doesn't cost any gold. So we've basically invested 8 silver in the materials we need. We can sell this for 16.98. 16.98, yeah, let's just round it to 17 silver. So 17 silver. We are making a profit of 6 silver and 45 copper. Now be aware this price does fluctuate. I've seen these items be up to 18, 19 silver, so you could possibly make 7, 8 silver. But for right now, you're making 6 silver and 45. Remember, this is if you need to buy the Elder Wood and if you need to buy the Mithril Ore. For most of us, we're probably already going to have the Mithril Ore. And for most of us, we're probably going to have the Elder Wood logs already. So that cuts the price down in half. With only 4 silver for only buying the blueprints, you're making 10 silver for every one of these that you create. That's a pretty good profit. As you can see here, a 61% profit, which is very good. Now, you can do the same thing with all of these. As you'll see, the superior catapult, for example, if we scroll up here, this will give us 17 silver and 44. We need the same ingredients. Everything's the same except for the fact that we need catapult blueprints. Now be aware, these cost more. These cost 3 silver and 99. So it's about 4 silvers. So instead of each being only 2 silvers like the flame rams were, each of these is 4 silvers. So you want to be careful when you select which ones you want to buy, because some may be more profitable than others. Because look at this one's 17 silver we can sell it for, and we only need to waste 4 silver on both of these blueprints. The catapults are also 17 silver they sell for, but guess what? You need to waste 8 silver for the blueprints. So you need to waste double the amount just to get back the same amount of profit. Basically, almost the same amount of profit. So sometimes you don't want to build a lot of catapults. But what I do suggest you do is you build a few catapults. And the reason why being is, now this is what a lot of videos on YouTube don't cover, is that if you don't build a variety of these, say you build 50 balistas. You build 50 balistas. You have your 50 balistas made. You put them on a trading post. Well, guess what? Say that you sell about 10 of them. You have 40 ballistas left. Some guy makes a bunch of ballistas and lowers his price and beats your price. And now he's selling ballistas. You're stuck with 40 ballistas on a trading post. Now, if you're a patient person, maybe that doesn't bother you. But if you're not patient, and if you get unlucky and everyone starts beating your price, then you're going to be stuck with those 40 ballistas on the trading post. So to avoid anything like that, I suggest that you build a variety of these things. Build a few superior arrow carts, build a few ballistas, build a few catapults, build a few flame rams, build a few trebuchets, and, build a few Omega Siege golems. Now, this is what I'm going to be going over next. But build a variety of these so that you can put them all on the trading post and they sell quicker. So you don't need to rely on one item selling. It's a higher chance of success. Now, regardless of which one you build, all of these do give profit, because realistically speaking, all you really need to buy is the blueprints, and the blueprints are far less expensive than the superiors. So you're gonna make a profit regardless. Now remember that if you need to buy the Mithril Ore, if you need to buy the Elderwood log, if you need to buy all the materials, you're still gonna make a profit, but you're not gonna make as much of a profit as if you would make if you only need to buy the blueprints. Now, let's go over the Omega Siege Golem blueprints. Now, this is something that you need to be careful with. If you look at the price here, you're like, oh my god, I can make almost 3 gold here. This is awesome. This is amazing. But like I said, this is a market that fluctuates a lot. You need to be a little more you need to be comfortable with this method in order for you to make a bunch of Omega Siege Golems. Because check it out. So we can sell this for 2 gold and 88 silver, right? So we're going to go ahead and type it in. Our sell price will be 2 gold and 88 silver. Now, what are the materials we need? We need 10 Mithril Ore and we need 10 wooden logs. So remember that it costed 2 silver for 5 of them, so for 10 of them it will be 4 silver. It costed 2 silver for 5 other wood logs, for 10 it will be another 4 silver. That's 8 silver. This is assuming that you don't have the Elderwood block and you don't have the Mithril Ore. If you have the Mithril Ore and you have the Elderwood block, then you don't need to add 8 more. But guess what? We have to add 8 more silver because we're assuming that you don't have those materials. If you have the materials, you're only wasting 4. But for this tutorial purpose, we're going to be assuming that we don't have the materials, so 12 silver. Not to mention, we also need 5 of these blueprints. Well, guess what? These blueprints each cost about 40 silver. Now you can buy them with badges of honor. If you have a lot of badges of honors, go ahead and buy them with badges of honors. You'll be making a huge profit if you do it. However, if you don't have any badges of honors, then we're going to assume that you don't have any badges of honors. So we're going to be, that person that doesn't have any badges of honors. We're going to need to buy 5 of these. So about 40 silver. 40 times 5 is 2 gold. So 2 gold. Now, as you can see, we are still making a profit of 32 silver if we have to buy all the materials. If we don't have to buy all the materials, say that we do have the wooden logs, say that we do have the mithril ore, we're making 40 silver. As you can see, some of these things can really give you a lot of money. Now be aware, because this market can go, I've seen this market go to like 66 silver, but regardless, you're still making 22 silver, even if you had to buy all the materials. 14 silver profit still. So like I said, this crafting method, well, you're going to be using the Mystic Forge, but this method is really well done, and you can really make a lot of money out of this if you want to invest in it. Now, next we're going to be going over something more advanced. This is for people who want to go the extra mile. If you don't want to, see this portion of the video because it can get a little advanced, because it is going to take some time for you to, go through this method, this next part. So if you don't want to watch it, I'm going to have a little annotation on the screen right now that you can skip it. But I do suggest you watch this at least once so you can see what going the extra step is. So if you wanted to go the extra mile, what you can also do, let's go ahead and close all this. Actually, we'll keep flame rams open, and we'll keep catapults open. Now, if you wanted to go the extra mile, you could even go further, and you could actually see which of these items sell best. Meaning that if you were making a plan of how many flame rams to build or how many catapults to build, and you wanted to build according to the market, you could see which ones people want more. Now, how do you do this? You use a website called GW2 Spidey. You can also use a website called Gold Wars 2. Gold Wars 2 requires you to make an account, but it saves all your stuff. It saves your lists. It saves your recent searches. You can make a list of things you want to watch, like which items to watch. GW2 Spidey doesn't offer that, but you don't have to make an account. It's free to use. Don't need to make an account. No registration. Whatever. Gold Wars 2 is free though, so if you want to make a free account and use it, go ahead. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to use this one because it's a lot quicker. So, now, how would you know which ones sell best? Well, here's what you can do. Well, for the first part, let's open 2 tabs of this. And we're going to go ahead and paste this one in here. And then we're going to go ahead and paste this one in here. Now, Superior Catapult Blueprints. The important thing to look at is the supply and demand. Supply is how much of this item is in the market right now. Demand is how much people want this item. How many people want this item? As you can see here, this item right here, the Superior Flame Rams, it's pretty equal. There's 10,000 in supply, 10,000 in demand, so it's pretty equal. However, if we look at the catapults, look at this. We have a lot of them are in supply and not as much demand. So, like I said, you want to build a variety of them. So maybe you want to build more Superior Flame Rams than catapults. Not only because you make more profit, but also because they're going to be harder to sell. So, make sure to look at supply and demand. If you see that one item has a massive supply and the demand is very low, then don't make 20 of them. Only make like 5 of them. If you see that one item has a massive demand and a very low supply, then maybe you can make 20 of them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, if you want to go even further, if you want to analyze the market even further, here's what you can also do. If we scroll down here to catapults, and let's uncheck all of this real quick. We're just going to look at the buy listings volume and the sell listings volume. Now what this will analyze is how many are on the market and how many do people want to buy. As you can see here, it does it by for the whole week. So if we look at Friday, as you can see here, on Friday at this time there were 7,000 people that were selling it. Well, 7,000 items were on sale and only 4,000 wanted to buy it. So there were 4,000 buy offers and 7,000 sell offers. But one thing you also want to look at is the buy listing raw data and the sell listing raw data. Now what this will tell you is show you the price of how much this was worth at a specific day. Now as you can see, whenever the demand is very high, for example, let's look at a portion where the demand is high. Demand is buy listings and supply is sell listings. So when the buy listings are very high, right around here. Now, buy listings are at almost 6,000 buy listings. And there are also about 6,000 sell listings. In fact, this is an even better example right here. There are 6,000 sell listings and 6,000 buy listings. As the buy listings decrease, the price also increases. So what that means is that the more supply there is, the lower the price is going to be. The more demand there is, the higher the price. Wait, is that right? The higher the demand, that means more people want to buy it. Okay, so if there's a high demand and there's a low supply, it's going to be very expensive. If there's a high supply and a low demand, it's going to be very cheap. So this is what this graph tells you. It basically shows you patterns of throughout the whole week of when sell listings are high, when buy listings are high, and how much these prices change. As I said, it's a very fluctuating market. Look at this. We have over here we have 15 silver, then it jumps to 17 silver, then it jumps to 14 silver, then it jumps to 18 silver. So if you analyze these graphs correctly, you can pretty much assume when is a good time to, when is a good time to make these things. Because for example, if you see, right now it looks like it's a pretty bad time to, make some of these, because look, we were at a peak where, and right now it's a pretty good time to make some of these, because right now we just passed a drop in price. Most likely, if we look at the pattern here, most likely the price is going to increase, then it drops again, then it's going to increase, then it drops again, then it's going to increase, then it drops again. What's going to happen next? It's going to increase again. So right now would be a really good time to make some of these items and put them on sale. Now be aware, this does update. This website updates last updated 1 hour ago, so it's a very reliable site. Gold Wars 2 is the same thing. It also updates every hour or so. So if you want to analyze these graphs, if you want to analyze, buy listings and sell listings, and how much the pricing is and all that stuff, I'm not very good with these graphs. I understand a little bit, but for the most part, if you don't want to look at these graphs, I think you'll be okay. Because like I said, just with the recipes here, you should be okay. Because remember, you're always going to make a profit, whether it's a small profit or whether it's a low profit. This method gives you profit regardless. But like I said, if you want to maximize your profit, if you want to go the extra mile and make as much profit as possible, then use these websites right here that give you graphs, that give you data, that give you supply and demand. These websites right here and this technique right here will maximize your profit. But if you're okay with the average profit that I discussed earlier, then you don't need to worry about these graphs or these statistics, and you can just stick with the regular recipes and just use a Mystic Forge and drop stuff in there, and you'll make things. You don't need to worry about supply and demand and all that stuff. That's just for people who want to get the extra mile and get an extra step ahead to maximize their profits. But now we've covered all of this, and hopefully you guys all understand. I know it's a pretty long section. I just wanted to make sure everyone understands, because there's a lot of videos out there that don't go over this, and this is a really important part of money making. You need to understand how the market works, and you need to understand, that there are several of these that you can make, and there's a variety of them that you can make, and the market does fluctuate. So we're gonna go ahead and go into game now. We're gonna make a few of these, and hopefully I can show you, how to make these in game and how these can actually sell very quickly. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, we are here in game. I just watched the other portion of the video that I just created, that I just recorded. I do want to quickly mention that I did make a mistake in one of the calculations in the Omega Golems. We are actually not wasting 12 silver. I keep using the word wasting. We're investing. We're not investing 12 silver if we buy all the materials. We're investing 8 silver. I don't know why I added on to the 4 there. That 4 didn't need to be there. But anyway, I went ahead and already bought 4 of these Siege Master guides. So we're going to go ahead and make 4 superiors. And let's see if we can make the Omega Golems. Let's see how the pricing is. Oh wait, Omega Siege Golem blueprints. I don't really want to make these right now, and the main reason... Why is my TP glitching? That's really weird. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I think it has to do something with my game. May need to reload it or so. Oh, there we go. The main reason why I don't want to buy these right now is because this is the highest I've seen them in quite a while. And earlier they were down to 266, so I don't want to be stuck with them. So, because I looked at the graphs and I saw that this was actually one of the high peaks. So, you generally don't want to put things on the market if they're at the high peaks, because they're most likely going to go down again. But if you could probably make one of these and it'll probably sell if you make one of them. But I'm going to be safe right now. I'm not going to do it. So we're going to go with the safe bets. Like I said, if you become more comfortable with this method, you can go big with the golems. But we're going to go ahead and go the safe route for now. We're going to go ahead and buy some... I see catapults are 4 silver here. Ballista blueprints are pretty cheap. Flame ram blueprints. We're going to go get some flame rams. So we're going to go ahead and make 2 superiors. So we need 4 of them. Because remember, so we bought these for about almost 6 silver. Remember, we need 2 for each, so we have 4. And we're going to make... Let's go ahead and make one superior ballista. Remember, we need 2 of these. And let's also make 1 catapult. We need 2 of these. Oops. That's the wrong thing. 2 of these. Alright. So if we go to bot, we can see how much we basically invested in. We've basically used... We bought 2 of these and we bought 4 of these. So that's about 8 silver there. Plus it was almost... this is about 150 times 4. That's about 5 silver there. So about 5 silver. I know that I bought these for more than 5 silver though, because I saw it. So that's some 550 and then 8 silver. That's 1450. And then we bought 2 of these. That's about a silver, let's say. So about 16 silver we used just to buy the blueprints. So 16 silver. Now if you need to buy the materials, then obviously buy the materials as well. But I think I have the materials. So we go over here. As you can see, I have tons of elder wood. And I have tons of Mithril Ore as well. But like I said, guys, if you need to buy these materials, you can buy them as well. As you saw in the calculations that we made. it shouldn't cost you that much. So, did we even pick up our blueprints? No, we didn't. Let's go ahead and pick that up real quick. Alright. Alright, so now that we're here, we're going to place two of these, two of these, two of these. Okay, like that. Forge. And we get a superior catapult. Forge. We get superior ballista. Over here we get superior flame ram.
Accelerate.
Alright. And we get our one of these. So, if we were to go, remember we used about 16 silver for these blueprints. About 16 silver. Now look over here. As you can see, if we just sell one of these catapults, we're almost giving back, we almost got our 16 silver back. We're going to go ahead and list this for, we're going to go ahead and list this for 1530, like so. The exchange fee and the listing fee here, we'll see what happens. And our superior ballistas over here, we're going to put these for 1430. And then our superior flame ram blueprints, we're going to put these for 1560. Alright, so as we can see, we're selling one of these for 15 silver, one of these for 14 silver, and two of these for 15 silver. That's 30 silver. 30 silver plus 15, that's 45 silver. Plus another 14, that's almost 60 silver. Now, taking the listing fee off, let me go on my second monitor here, and let's see how much 60 silver would be with all the listing fee as well. It's about 9 silver off, so about 50. We're gonna make 50 silver here. So half a gold. We're gonna make half a gold here by selling all of these. Now remember, we invested only 16 silver in buying the blueprints. Now, if you had to buy the mithril and the elderwood log, remember they're about 40 copper each. We had 4 of the siege mastery things, so that would be about 20 mithril ores and 20 elderwood logs, which would then be 40 copper each. So for 5 of them we needed 2 silver, for 10 of them we needed 4 silver, so for 20 of them we needed 8 silver. So that's another 16 silver. So 16 silver for the elderwood log and the mithril ore, both 16 silver, and another 16 silver for the blueprints. Guess what? That's 32 silver on average. If I go to my little calculator here again. So if you had to buy all the materials, it would cost you roughly around 32 silver. If you had to sell everything, if you had to sell all the things you created, that would give you roughly around 60 silver. You're making a profit of 19 silver. So as you can see, guys, even if you need to buy all the materials, you're still making a profit of 19 silver. And if you don't need to buy the elderwood logs, and if you don't need to buy the mithril ore, then you're making a profit of a little over, you're making a profit of half a gold, 50 silver. So the materials for that you can get harvested, the mithril ore and the wooden logs, can cost a bit if you don't have them, but like I said, they shouldn't be that expensive. Regardless, you still make a profit. So if you have the materials, definitely use them. If you don't have them, then you're gonna have to buy them at the trading post, but you still make a profit. And it seems like this is taking a while to sell. We are still. Oh, look, there we go. We've already sold some right now. So as you can see, we made 13 silver. Guess what? That's almost. We almost have our. We almost have our blueprints back. We almost have back what we. Which one did we sell? History, sold. I think we need to like refresh. History, sold. We sold a superior catapult. And we got 13. We almost got 14 silver. So guess what? We need 2 more silver to make up the money that we invested, and we're definitely gonna be getting those 2 silver from here. So yeah, as you can see, guys, it does give you a really good profit, and I'm glad I at least sold one on footage. The rest of these are probably gonna sell in a bit. But hopefully you guys learn how this method works. I'm sorry the video is so long. I know some of you do appreciate the long videos because it's really detailed. And, I really try to help you guys understand it in depth. So for those of you who appreciate the long videos, who appreciate the extra help, you're welcome for it. For those of you who don't like the long videos, I'm sorry. I really I try to make the videos as short as possible with giving you all the information you need because I want to help you guys. But give the video a like if it helped you, and look at that, we already got our 2 silver there. We made 10 silver profit already, and I think we haven't even sold. We still have 2 of these to sell, so we have 10 silver profit, and we still got 2 of these to sell. So we're gonna make a good 40 silver or so profit. But remember, guys, use the calculator, use the TP count. It's going to help you out a lot to make your calculations so that you don't screw up. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys learned how to use this method, and hopefully this is another method you can add to your gold making routine if you have one. Check out the other videos that I have. They're really helpful. And as always, thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment below as well and give some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well. And I usually try my best to answer those comments within the next 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy I am. I also have plenty of other content on my channel about different gaming tutorials, as well as general gaming videos for Guild Wars 2, League of Legends, Minecraft, and any others that you may be interested in. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe too. Would really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social medias as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. And this is GS Man Smart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.